Hey everybody, it is Katherine Cole, and today we are talking about a fragrance that I honestly have not found one other review on YouTube or even on the internet. That being said, I haven't looked a ton, but enough that I couldn't find one. The fragrance we're talking about today is a 2022 release by Tiziana Terenzi, known as Leo. Leo was launched in 2022. The artist behind the fragrance, Paolo Terenzi. Leo is considered a citrus fragrance, though I might argue that, but we'll get into that in a minute. Top notes are Sicilian mandarin, kumquat, Brazilian orange, and Calabrian bergamot. Middle notes violet leaves, myrrh, magnolia, ambergris, jasmine sambac, and Bulgarian rose. Base notes musk, cedar, tonka bean, oak, siam benzoin, and Australian sandalwood. As we enter the summer months, late spring, this is an absolute perfect fragrance for this time of year. So Avant-Garde was kind enough to send me Leo by Tiziana Terenzi, and I was really excited to get to try it, being that it is such a new fragrance. Looking at the notes, it seemed like it was totally up my alley, and I was excited to get to experience it. Luna is part of the Tiziana Terenzi Luna collection, and the constellation is said to instill us with strength and elegance. According to astrological charts I've looked at, Leo tends to be more of August birthdays. Again, my birthday's in September, so Libra directly following. So I was also excited to get part of the chain of zodiac symbols I seem to be accumulating. But let's get into this fragrance itself. Firstly, looking at the bottle, you have the Leo emblem on here, which is in like a, I don't know if it's real leather. It seems to be like a leather motif though, embossed with Leo, the Tiziana Terenzi sign on the white ceramic-ish, marble-ish type bottle, which is like a paperweight. These things are so heavy. And then again, the beautiful spray top, which has the Tiziana Terenzi logo again, and then the zodiac symbol on the beautiful gold cap. Obviously, unmistakably, you watch my channel, you know I love me some Tiziana Terenzi. These fragrances all are made with such high quality. They have such a distinct presence, personality. The notes of the fragrance transition so well, blend so well. They're so hard to explain because of this, but there's just so much depth in each one of their fragrances. Many of the fragrances that I have experienced by Tiziana Terenzi, they have so many different ingredients that make the fragrance itself have so many different angles and, we'll say, points of interest as you go through the first spray to the dry down of the fragrance. Leo is no different. Many of Tiziana Terenzi's fragrances, they have like a symmetry to them per se. They're unmistakably Tiziana Terenzi fragrances because of the fruity, bold nature that they seem to have like a similar signature. Leo, on the other hand, is not part of that signature. When I experienced it, I wouldn't necessarily say that I could identify this as a Tiziana Terenzi fragrance. It, of course, is similar to its relatives, but it definitely is unique among at least the Tiziana Terenzi fragrances that I have, or again, that I have experienced. Another standout that I've experienced recently is Christina by Tiziana Terenzi, which must have been a limited edition because I can't seem to find it anywhere. It's that beautiful one in the hot pink bottle. If y'all find it, let me know because I want it so bad, but I can't find it anywhere. Anyway, side note. The inspiration for Leo by Tiziana Terenzi is, of course, the Leo zodiac sign. I know a few Leos, and some of this is spot on, and some of this, I'm not quite sure that it fits the people that I know at least. The Libra one was pretty spot on for me. So, you know, if you're out there and you are a Leo, let me know if this description depicts you, because I am very interested to hear. This is taken from the Tiziana Terenzi website on Leo's fragrance, and Leo personality is generally endowed with great trust and optimism, integrity, honesty, and loyalty. Truly gifted with a natural talent for leadership, the Leo is characterized by generosity and a paternal instinct for protection, but also for admonition and command. A perfectionist and an athlete, he always seeks to improve himself, showing great discipline and a spirit of sacrifice with great passion and an ardent, fiery temperament. The Leo lives each experience to the utmost, putting his heart and soul into it, believing in the extraordinary and unique nature of each venture. A tendency to exaggerate in every sphere is also an evident characteristic of the Leo psyche, which is animated in an inflated superego that, combined with his natural dramatic qualities, make him well suited to the limelight. And this is where I find it, because Leo, again, was created by Paolo, but get this. With this fragrance, we celebrated the distinctive traits of the Leo, inspired by the personality of Paolo, who was born under this sign of the zodiac and represents its strengths and weaknesses. And this is my favorite part. Leo represents timeless elegance, free of the constraints of fashion, that bewitching and irreverent seduction, capable of conquering hearts and souls with its delicate and unabashed natural persuasiveness. On the waves of style that goes beyond the trends, with a touch of healthy, impertinent folly, because as Paolo always likes to say, in our hearts of hearts, we are all a little naughty by nature. So when I first experienced this fragrance, to be honest, it was not my favorite. I'm glad I experienced it, but it wasn't a typical Katherine Cole fragrance that, I like the fruity, I like the girly. Leo is a unisex fragrance. It doesn't lean more one way or another. It is definitely unisex, middle of the road type fragrance. Based on the notes, I expected it to be a bit more of a citrus scent. And to me, on me, it didn't wear as a typical citrus scent. It did start out strong in the bergamot. Kumquat is a very different type of fruit. It has a citrus quality, but it also is a bit bitter. And I think you can experience the kumquat in this as the fragrance opens. It is intriguing, and mixed with the bergamot and the mandarin, you definitely experience the trio of that right off the bat with those top notes of this fragrance. Honestly, if it had stayed there, this would definitely be a fragrance that I would wear more readily. The opening of this fragrance I thoroughly enjoyed. As the fragrance dried down a bit, it became much more powdery, still very intriguing. And if you are a fan of benzoin, if you enjoy myrrh, this fragrance would probably be much more living on your street than it was for me. Benzoin, myrrh, frankincense, they are leather notes. They're very rarely, I'll say, are those, if those notes are in a fragrance, is that fragrance going to be a favorite of mine? That is just strictly my personal preference when it comes to fragrance. So again, after that very citrus opening, it blends with the Bulgarian rose, it blends with the Indian sandbag jasmine. You get waves of that as it settles into more of the magnolia, which I think is where the powdery essence starts to make its appearance, and then dries down to more of the ambergris with the Ethiopian myrrh, and then settles into the sandalwood, the Italian oak, the musk, and then that unmistakable entrance of the, and then that unmistakable entrance of the Siamese benzoin, mixed with the tonka bean, according to Tiziana Terenzi, making it more of a gourmand fragrance as with that dry down. The more that I wear this fragrance, I do appreciate it and enjoy it a bit more. I am, and not that I don't like it, it's just not a typical go-to fragrance that I would wear. It is not one that I won't wear, that oh my gosh, it's going to give me a headache and make me sick every time I wear it. That is not this type of fragrance. This is a fragrance that I have worn a couple times to work. I'm just trying to find what I can pair it with to make it more of a fragrance that I would enjoy wearing more often. Again, there's nothing wrong with this fragrance. It is just, I am not a fan of myrrh and benzoin and fragrances with more of that profile. It is a very enjoyable fragrance if you are. I would consider it more of a citrus powdery fragrance. Again, as I said, it doesn't lean more masculine or feminine. It's straight middle of the road. Longevity is typical Tiziana Terenzi. I would say that I still smelled it, maybe more of a skin scent, but I could still experience this fragrance on me after my work day, so about 8-9 hours. maybe that we're heading more into the summer months where it's going to be a hotter day, maybe it would extend the life a bit more. In terms of sillage, it is not going to enter the room before you are, but it is not a skin scent. I would not consider this a skin scent whatsoever. It is, I would consider it more of a moderate sillage fragrance. Like I said, I think it would bode excellently for the summer months. I am not one to say that you can't wear a fragrance across all seasons, but I think, late spring, summer, early fall would be more of the, the typical time when you would wear a fragrance such as this. I would encourage you to check it out just because of that kumquat note, if for no other reason, because that definitely makes this a unique fragrance. It's not one that you would ever experience in the designer world. It is definitely a niche fragrance. You are able to get Leo or a sample of Leo from So Avant Garde. I'll leave the link in my description, information box or description, whatever you want to call it. The link will be for your convenience, so please feel free to use it, and definitely use my discount code of KAT20, which gives you 20% off of nearly everything available on So Avant Garde, including the samples. Let me tell you, I think I purchased every single one of the samples of Tiziana Terenzi before I purchased any fragrances, any of the bottles, because it's a significant amount of money for a Tiziana Terenzi fragrance. Long story short, please use my code KAT20. I'll link it, point it wherever it is, which will give you 20% off. I think everything but Mind Games on So Avant Garde. So that definitely helps you out when it's a 200, 300, 400, 500 bottle of perfume. I hope I did this fragrance justice in its review, being that mine will apparently be the only one out there for right now at least. Leo by Tiziana Terenzi, a 2022 fragrance created by Paolo Terenzi, Tiziana Terenzi's brother, apparently in his honor, being that he is a Leo, which I didn't know. So happy birthday, Paolo Terenzi. Again, my name is Katherine Cole. Make sure you hit that subscribe button or I'm going to get you. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a like, as that it helps me out with YouTube algorithm and will promote my video to more people such as yourself that would be interested in the information presented in this video. So I hope you all are doing well. It is a gorgeous day outside. I love you all. I appreciate you all, and I will see you soon. Mwah. Bye-bye.